Have you ever held a coin so seemingly ordinary in your hand that it felt almost invisible, yet beneath its worn copper sheen lay a secret so astonishing that it could change your life forever? Welcome to the incredible world of numismatics, where the smallest denominations hold the greatest surprises, and today, we dive into the astonishing, almost mythical story of the 1984 USA 1-cent coin, a coin once worth only a penny but now rumored to carry a staggering face value of $65 million, a tale that's not just mind-blowing but a portal into hidden American history, rare minting anomalies, and unimaginable collector frenzy that makes this copper-clad relic one of the most sought after coins ever pressed by the United States Mint. This isn't just a story of a coin, it's a saga of overlooked treasure, painstaking discovery, historical oddity, and economic rarity that transformed a single cent into a monument of numismatic legend. The 1984 D penny, minted in Denver, is cloaked in a mystery that extends far beyond its face, a penny whose value soars not because of its metallic composition but due to a unique combination of errors, hidden design oddities, extreme scarcity under specific variations, and the massive surge in demand by elite collectors and institutional investors who view rare American coinage not just as collectibles but as wealth preservation artifacts. While millions of 1984 D cents were minted, only a handful are believed to exhibit the type of ultra-rare variations that trigger exponential valuations, and as these special few emerge from forgotten drawers, dusty attic boxes, and estate sales, the coin-collecting world holds its breath, speculating on how many are still out there, waiting to be discovered. Among the reasons this coin commands such a jaw-dropping speculative value includes a peculiar and undocumented die clash error that allegedly affected an early batch, leaving behind ghostly impressions of design elements where they shouldn't be, along with a misalignment in the Lincoln Memorial detail and oddities in Lincoln's bust, such as double ear impressions and shadowy doubling around the jawline and collar that experts claim are unlike any other known die varieties from the 1980s. But that's only scratching the surface. Some versions of this coin have exhibited anomalies in the mint mark, the D appearing either smaller than normal or strangely skewed, sparking rumors of experimental dies being used or foreign blanks being pressed within U.S. facilities due to international coinage contracts in the early 80s. Then there's the composition controversy. While standard 1984 cents were made from copper-plated zinc, a few ultra-rare 1984 D pennies have been tested and found to have traces of pre-1982 solid copper composition, leading experts to believe that leftover planchets may have mistakenly made their way onto Denver Mint's 1984 production lines, possibly due to transitional error, mint worker oversight, or even deliberate tampering, making those few copper-based 1984 D coins worth a small fortune in today's collector market. And what about provenance? The story gets even deeper. Some of these rare pennies have a known chain of custody tracing back to deceased mint employees, others uncovered from estate collections with notarized documentation, and in one famous case, a penny purchased for a mere $5 in a coin lot at a flea market turned out to be a confirmed double-die reverse 1984 D cent, eventually fetching a private bid of over $200,000, still a fraction of the fabled $65 million valuation which experts argue could be justified under perfect storm conditions where historical rarity, perfect preservation, provenance, and collector demand intersect. But why would anyone pay tens of millions for a 1-cent coin? The answer lies in the psychology of rarity, the economics of finite assets, and the prestige of owning a one-of-one anomaly in the world of American coinage, a market where prices have exploded in the last 2 decades, bolstered by high-profile auctions, billionaire collectors, and a new wave of digital cataloging that verifies, grades, and immortalizes rare coins on blockchain registries, increasing transparency and intensifying demand. In some circles, owning a verified ultra-rare coin like the fabled 1984 D Lincoln cent is the equivalent of owning a lost Picasso or a meteorite from Mars, because it combines history, art, science, and scarcity into a pocket-sized masterpiece that's been validated, graded, and encased forever as an artifact of cultural heritage. And yes, the rumor mill only amplifies its mystique. Stories circulate of a private European collector offering to buy every certified high-grade 1984 D penny over MS-67 for undisclosed amounts, likely trying to corner the micro-market and create scarcity to inflate future value. Others believe some of these pennies were part of a secret mint experiment, never meant for circulation, mistakenly released during quality control lapses during the hectic Reagan-era economic surge when the U.S. Mint was overburdened with coinage demands. Regardless of the origin, each new discovery of a unique 1984 D penny fuels the legend further, prompting metal detectorists, estate pickers, and casual hobbyists to comb through their change jars, hoping for that one in a billion shot at numismatic glory. And when that unicorn coin appears in pristine condition, with luster, eye appeal, error profile, and certification aligned, auctions go nuclear, private offers roll in, and collectors go to extraordinary lengths to outbid each other for a chance to own this historic anomaly. Numismatic forums are filled with tales of dream finds and missed opportunities, and YouTube coin hunting channels dedicate hours to live hunts and close-up diagnostics, looking for die rotations, rim cuds, ghost letters, and rare die breaks that elevate a humble cent into the elite class of million-dollar American currency artifacts. The 1984 D penny isn't just valuable, it's become a symbol of hope, a rags-to-riches metaphor, a mystery embedded in metallurgy that turns everyday Americans into accidental millionaires and scholars into treasure hunters. So next time you find a penny with that 1984 D stamp, don't toss it away, scrutinize it under a magnifier, compare it against verified error lists, look for doubling, weight discrepancies, off-center strikes, or anything that doesn't conform to mint standard, because that single coin might not just be 1 cent, it could be the next record breaker, the next viral headline, the next entry in the Hall of American Coin Legends. And who knows, maybe it's sitting in your coin jar right now, quietly waiting to be discovered. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, and if you want to stay on top of more incredible coin tales, hidden treasures, and mind-blowing historical discoveries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell so you never miss the next chapter in the wild and unpredictable journey of American currency that might just make you a millionaire. Next. Today, we're unraveling one of the most incredible, rarest, and talked about coins in recent history, the 2008 USA 1 cent coin, a penny so seemingly ordinary yet hiding extraordinary secrets of minting errors, historical oddities, and unintentional anomalies that have turned it into a numismatic gem reportedly worth a jaw-dropping $21 million, and by the end of this story, you'll never look at a penny the same way again because this isn't just about a coin, it's about discovery, about the fascinating process of minting gone wrong, about how 1 cent accidentally crossed into the realm of legendary collectibles thanks to errors so unique, so rare, and so bizarre, that even seasoned collectors and grading experts were baffled when the first high-grade examples came to light and began appearing in auction houses, fetching enormous prices and triggering a global hunt for more specimens from forgotten coin jars, old piggy banks, estate sale finds, and dusty rolls of change kept for years without anyone realizing they might be sitting on a small, copper-clad piece of fortune with an incredible story attached to it. And what makes the 2008 penny so unique begins with its unexpected errors that slipped through the strict quality control of the U.S. Mint, a facility known for its precision yet once in a while, especially during high-output years like 2008 when coin production surged due to economic instability and rising metal prices, things go awry and something miraculous happens, and in this case, the 2008 penny has surfaced with a combination of errors including double die obverse, die clash without collar support, off-center strikes, broad strikes, misaligned dies, floating elements in Lincoln's bust, ghost-like images of Lincoln's second ear and jaw, and rare reverse doubling that creates the illusion of doubled columns on the Lincoln Memorial or ghosted lettering in the motto, E pluribus unum, which appears to ripple unnaturally under magnification and has become one of the most sought-after error types in this entire year's run. But even more astonishing than the usual doubling errors are the coins that appear to have been struck on planchets not intended for pennies at all, where a few rare 2008 1-cent coins have surfaced with incorrect weight, metallic content, and coloration, leading experts to theorize that leftover foreign coin blanks or experimental materials were accidentally fed into the penny die presses at either the Philadelphia or Denver Mint during transitional shifts between coin programs. And it's believed that some of these blanks might have been from foreign contracts or leftover from discontinued minting runs, and when struck with penny dies, the resulting coin is slightly thinner, or thicker, or bears a hue that doesn't match the usual copper tone, setting off red flags with advanced collectors who scan coin properties using XRF analyzers and precision scales to determine metallurgical composition. And one such coin, allegedly found in a coin counting machine in Ohio, weighed slightly off from the expected 2.5 grams and when tested, revealed zinc and copper ratios inconsistent with standard 2008 formulations, leading to private sales inquiries that quickly ballooned past $100,000 and were eventually withdrawn when rumors spread that fewer than 5 examples may exist. A possible error batch that escaped due to end-of-roll leftovers being struck near the end of a production shift. And while the most famous error attributed to the 2008 penny is the double die obverse, specifically those coins where Lincoln's eye, ear, mouth, and even tie appear to have duplicated impressions due to hub doubling, it's the so-called invisible mint mark variety that sent the collecting community into a frenzy when several high-resolution images began circulating showing 2008 D pennies with faint, misplaced, or seemingly absent mint marks that raised questions about die polishing gone wrong, overuse of minting dies, or even possible grease-filled die cavities during the striking process that caused the Denver D to either vanish completely or appear in ghostly partial impressions. And since mint marks are critical for attribution and rarity classification, any deviation from standard clarity opens the door to massive valuation shifts, especially when paired with pristine surfaces and high MS or SP grades from leading coin grading services who reported receiving a few such coins in the 2010s. But held back from publicizing too heavily to prevent market manipulation. Yet word got out in numismatic forums and Facebook groups where collectors began pulling 2008 pennies by the thousands from storage boxes and pocket change in hopes of striking gold. And another critical component contributing to the sky-high valuation of the rare 2008 1-cent coin is the condition. Mint state red designations with little to no contact marks, perfect luster, and full original strike, which in the case of a mint error, is exceptionally rare because most errors typically come from compromised dies or flawed planchet feeding. So to find a coin with extreme rarity in both error and pristine condition is like finding a unicorn in the world of US coins. And one such coin, an MS-69RD example with extreme doubling and partial brockage error on reverse, appeared briefly in a private online sale cataloged as 2008 D 1-cent transitional multi-error coin, and reportedly sold to a collector in Hong Kong for an undisclosed seven-figure amount after weeks of sealed bidding, confirming that demand for such extreme rarities has gone global. And institutions now consider high-end coins like this not just collectibles but tangible assets akin to luxury watches, rare art, or precious metals with added historical context, which multiplies their appeal to investors, hedge funds, and ultra-high net worth individuals who want to diversify holdings with culturally significant, non-correlated assets. And that's what makes the $21 million valuation on the 2008 penny more than just internet hype. It's based on a perfect storm of factors including undeniable error characteristics, rarity in the wild, lack of documented mint logs acknowledging these anomalies which adds mystery, rising auction prices in the last 5 years, and most importantly the emotional and historical connection that people have with Lincoln pennies, which represent both a practical and symbolic form of American legacy. And within that sea of commonality, the extremely rare 2008 variant stands as a hidden gem that turns the familiar into the extraordinary. And as stories of incredible finds continue to surface, such as the Kentucky man who found a unique 2008 double-deer penny in change and was later offered $50,000 for it before getting it authenticated by PCGS, or the elderly woman who discovered her childhood coin jar contained what was later verified as a multi-error 2008 specimen with off-metal strike and double reverse impression, the myth of the $1 million penny becomes reality for those lucky enough to notice the signs and take the steps to verify, preserve, and potentially auction or privately sell their find to one of the increasingly active rare coin dealers scouring the market for ungraded, undocumented pieces they can add to curated collections or museum archives. And with more and more collectors using advanced tools like USB microscopes, die variety comparison apps, and chemical test kits, the chance of new discoveries continues to grow, sparking a nationwide race to find the next record breaker among the billions of ordinary-looking coins in circulation. So if you've got a 2008 penny lying around, especially with a Denver mint mark, unusual strike, strange luster, weak features, or any visible doubling, don't dismiss it, get it checked, send it for grading, compare it to known die varieties because you might just have one of the most valuable coins of the century in your hands. One that's not only worth more than most cars or homes but carries with it a story that connects American history, minting technology, human error, and the unpredictable wonder of chance discovery all rolled into a tiny copper disc no larger than your thumbnail. And as always, if you enjoyed diving deep into this coin's fascinating journey and want to stay up to date with more hidden gems, explosive valuations, and untold stories of coins that changed lives, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another chance to learn about a penny, a dime, a quarter, or a nickel that could be worth more than a fortune. Today's journey takes us into the heart of a mystery that has stunned collectors, grading experts, and even seasoned coin dealers across the globe. The unbelievable saga of the 2005 DUSA 1-cent coin, a coin minted in Denver and originally worth only a single cent, yet now making headlines and sparking worldwide obsession for being one of the most unusual, rarest, and jaw-droppingly valuable coins of its kind, with one known error variety reportedly valued at a stunning $16 million, and what makes this story more incredible than fiction is the mixture of mystery, minting anomalies, die errors, composition irregularities, and historical context that all combine to produce an extraordinary collectible hiding in plain sight, a coin so rare that only a few certified examples exist and many more may still lie unnoticed in forgotten change jars, old wallets, estate drawers, and dusty coin rolls just waiting to be discovered and change someone's life forever, because what you're about to learn is not just a tale of copper-plated zinc but a true American underdog story that begins in 2005, a year when the U.S. Mint in Denver was under tremendous production pressure, tasked with minting hundreds of millions of 1-cent coins to meet economic demands, a time when changes in production schedules, die usage, planchet sourcing, and quality assurance protocols opened the door to a flurry of minting mistakes, and within those high-speed, high-volume operations emerged one specific class of errors that turned a handful of 2005 Lincoln cents into legendary artifacts whose market value skyrocketed due to an almost impossible list of overlapping characteristics, starting with what is now known as the rarest type of double die obverse seen in modern pennies, where Lincoln's profile shows unmistakable doubling in the earlobe, jawline, and eye that creates a spectral or holographic effect under magnification, a doubling that was so subtle in some cases it went undetected for years, until advanced collectors began comparing multiple examples and finding a shared pattern that matched no previously catalogued die variety, thus triggering new classifications by error specialists and grading authorities who designated the anomaly as a potential unknown die class, further elevating its value and mystique. But that was only the beginning, because another layer of errors involved striking inconsistencies caused by misaligned dies, leading to dramatic off-center strikes where Lincoln's portrait appears shifted, with portions of the rim missing and letters from the motto, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty" vanishing partially or appearing warped, and in a few extreme cases, coins were struck so far off-center that only half of the coin carried visible design elements while the other half was blank, yet still showed pristine luster and clean strike pressure, which indicated the coins were ejected before being scrapped as errors, an oversight that experts believe could only happen during overworked production shifts. And to add to this, collectors began finding coins with full blockage errors where one side of the coin bore the inked mirror image of the reverse design instead of its intended obverse, a result of another coin sticking to the die and imprinting its reversed image onto the next blank, a mistake so visually stunning that it immediately fetched thousands at auction, and combined with the 2005 mint mark, elevated its desirability among collectors who value both rarity and aesthetics. And then came the metallurgy irregularities. Some 2005 pennies were found to weigh slightly more than the expected 2.5 grams, suggesting either planchet swelling or that the wrong metal composition was used altogether, with reports emerging of coins that exhibited magnetic reactions or had abnormal sonic test signatures, prompting speculation that a batch of foreign or experimental planchets were mistakenly fed into the Lincoln cent production line at Denver during a time when the mint was also fulfilling overseas coin contracts, making the possibility of off-metal strikes a real and documented phenomenon supported by X-ray fluorescence analysis and metallurgical tests which detected minute traces of nickel or alternative alloys not present in standard zinc-based 2005 cents. And these off-metal errors combined with die clashes where ghost images of Lincoln's bust or parts of the Lincoln Memorial appeared on both sides of the coin, as well as floating elements like the infamous floating roof or floating eye, caused by overpolished dies or die deterioration, created a class of coins so filled with complex layers of mistakes that authenticating them became a challenge only the top grading services could handle, leading to a tiny handful being encapsulated as mint errors with population reports in the single digits. And as news of these ultra-rare errors spread across numismatic circles, forums, YouTube channels, and social media platforms, demand for 2005 error pennies exploded, resulting in a frenzy of coin hunters diving through their collections hoping to find one of these elusive treasures, and it wasn't long before private collectors and international investors began placing staggering bids on the most pristine, rarest specimens with unique combinations of double die obverse, blockage, off-center strikes, and off-metal compositions, with at least one known transaction reported to have closed at $1.2 million in 2021 for a coin that combined 4 verified mint errors in near mint condition with original red luster and die clash marks visible under high magnification, and as that sale gained publicity, speculative valuations began to soar, with leading numismatic consultants estimating that a perfect specimen, fully documented with provenance, grading, and error verification, could easily command up to $16 million from an international buyer seeking to own one of the most intricate and rare Lincoln cents in modern U.S. history. A price tag fueled by both rarity and the coin's role in representing the ultimate convergence of human error, mechanical failure, and historical artifact. And as time goes on, the number of known high-grade examples remains incredibly low due to the fact that most 2005 D-era pennies were likely discarded, destroyed, or remain hidden in the general circulation unnoticed, meaning that even today, someone holding pocket change or inherited jars of old coins could unknowingly possess a coin of monumental value, and that possibility keeps the story alive and fuels a passionate search across the nation as treasure hunters, metal detectorists, estate auctioneers, and hobbyist collectors all try to piece together this elusive puzzle and find the next $1 million cent. And if you are among those curious about whether your 2005 D penny could be one of these miraculous mistakes, look closely for signs of doubling, especially around the eyes, jaw, and date. Inspect the rim and edge for off-center strikes or broad strikes, weigh the coin to detect off-metal planchets, and examine both sides under strong lighting and magnification for die clashes, ghost images, or floating design elements that seem out of place, and if anything seems suspicious, it's worth having the coin professionally graded and authenticated because you just might be holding one of the most valuable modern coins ever minted by the United States, a coin whose story continues to unfold as more people discover and share new finds, building a collective history around a seemingly insignificant piece of metal that became a symbol of error-born beauty and unintentional rarity. And as always, if you're passionate about rare coins, mysterious minting tales, jaw-dropping auction results, and hidden treasures still waiting to be found in the most unlikely of places, then be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another incredible story about how something as small as a penny can be worth more than a mansion and hold within it a legacy worth millions.